years, just like wide open space. So my mom always telling me, you can always come home. You know, I be getting dressed, it could be rare, but you can always come home. That was her way of letting me know. So at exactly 18 years old, I went home. And I didn't come back for a while. If you look at...
that was the moment when you just kind of like interested.
In my 18-year living, I witnessed the suicide of the person I was dating at the time. My grandmother died, and my cousin that I was close to dropped dead, had an aneurysm at her children's school. And I just remember my mama's voice, you could come home. And they were ready for me to make another album, because mind you, it's not like if this was at the peak of everything that's happening. And I just could hear my mother's voice so clear, you can always come home. I went home, I regrouped, I got myself together, I got my life in order. And that's why the title of the next album, it was, I want to say it was After the Storm. But people didn't realize how bad the storm was. You know, I'm kind of like pre-IG, pre-Twitter, pre-internet period. We wasn't on the computer back then, you know. So it was like you didn't have to face your issues as much in public as you do now. But it was the same idea, and I went home. I started going home. I get a chance to just sit with my grandmother. She liked the porch, rocking at a rocking chair. You know, whatever it was, I went home. I feel like that applies to everybody, whatever that special place is. Some people don't have a mom, but you have a aunt that you love the same way. Or for me now, when I'm kind of doubting myself, I tell you what, I can look at my husband and he'll be bowing to me. As crazy as that is, that little bit from him when he say that, it's like I get the high note without even thinking about it. You know, so you just keep things around you and keep people around you that make you feel at home. So you can always get back to who you are when you need to. That's been the greatest advice.
That's good.
On top of trusting yourself, this is going to sound really simple, and we've probably been hearing it our entire lives about trusting God. But really trust Him. If you're going to give Him a situation and pray about a situation and give it over to Him, don't be an Indian giver and try and take it back because He's not. You think He's not working fast enough in something. Or you think, oh, it's not done yet and I don't see. No. If you're going to trust, then trust. If you're going to trust yourself and you are walking in your knowing and you can feel something is right, don't allow another opinion or another person to come in and say, no, and challenge that. You doubt yourself and then realize that you was right the first time. So I think really that was something that I've struggled with for such a long time. And I'm a prayer. I don't know if y'all are prayer warriors in here. Like I am quick to fall on my knees and pray about something. But I'm also the one that would like, hold on, you ain't doing it fast enough. I got it. No. If He gonna work it out and if you're gonna trust Him to work it out, then let Him work it out. It might not be or look the way you want it to right now. But understand that He's working, and He's working on your behalf. And He goes before you anyway in everything that you do. And you have to trust that He has your best interest at hand. And He created you. So if anybody know you better than you, it's Him. And
Facts.
And then if outside of God, which there's nothing outside of God, and trusting yourself, who knows you better than you? You. Nobody else can tell you who you are, what you can't do, what you can do. Don't take no for an answer when you know the answer is yes. When you know you can get beyond whatever that situation is. We have to start trusting ourselves and not lean on an IG or Twitter, the likes from that and the comments from that to make us feel better about ourselves. Know who you are and trust yourself. Trust yourself. There's nothing wrong with calling your friends. There's nothing wrong with calling your family. There's nothing wrong with saying a prayer. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But at the end of the day, if you're always going to go back and wonder and challenge your thoughts and challenge you, there's no point. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time.
Whitney fans in the house.
I mean, we shared a lot of stuff over, as a matter of fact, the 18th year is when we really became friends because when she found out what happened to me, she flew into town. And I was over in the gutter when she literally 3 or 4 black trucks pulled up, and I kept hearing somebody, you know where Mama lives. Where is Mama? If she don't live here, she hangs out here. Where is she? And everybody pointing at the top steps like, oh, she be up there. And y'all know I'm from Georgia, right? So everybody like, she be up there, she be up top right there. And she came up those steps with security and all that, and then she looked at everybody and told them, you gotta go. And she didn't leave for days. And that's how we became friends. So if I could share a Coke and a smile and tell her how far I've come, it was absolutely positively you really need.
So, with the members of Destiny's Child, Beyonce, Kelly,
Record. Y'all ain't recording this. It's time to DM. This is a
Michel, my
DM
dog.
moment.
And I say that because who would you want to share Coke with better than your friends, your girlfriends? And I think for me, it's, even though a lot went on in that time, and we were young, and probably didn't make the best decisions, I think to share a Coke and have real conversation, woman to woman now, and check up on each other, and congratulate each other, and lift each other up, and pray together, and talk about old times, I think that would really bring a smile to my face, because I'm so proud of all of them. I think everybody has gone on to do amazing things, and I think that's because of the foundation of that group and where we started and how young we started. And it brings me joy every time I see B perform. It brings me joy every time I hear one of Kelly's records. It brings me joy every time I can enjoy. Now, matter of fact, me and Michel have enjoyed a Coke together because we always eat together. So, and Tavia to see how wonderful she's doing. So I would definitely share a Coke with the members of Destiny's Child.
Let's say that again. So your 2 younger kids did not meet your husband until you proposed.
Right. Like he and I discussed how important they were to me the first day we met. And what I love so much about him is he loved me enough to show me that he loved me, and then meet them and show them and explain to them exactly what he would like to happen with us and for them to build their own bond. So what he did was he set up what was almost like an obstacle course, and they did it together. Their first meeting was them doing it together. And so he set up like gumball machines. I remember us going to Toys R Us and literally combined everything in there. And it's not that he was trying to buy their attention or their affection. He wanted to do something that they love so he could talk about our love. And he kind of started explaining it. And my youngest son, he was 2 at the time, and he started calling him Superman because he would kind of dunk into this thing for him. So he would be like, Superman coming back. And I'm like, I let them be the confirmation also in what we were doing. And I said that to say because...
Hold on, that's major key. Did you catch that one? You let them be the confirmation that this was the right thing. Because there's a lot of co-parenting, there's a lot of new relationships that happen. This is good stuff. Okay, go ahead.
Now, I'm not saying that your 18-year-old son is living off of you from your first marriage telling you your new man ain't right. I'm saying these were babies that didn't ask to be in this situation. And I felt like the way that it happened would determine the way that it all felt and the way that it all moved if we really got married, which we did. With them actually, at that point, 3-year-old gave me away and gave him high five, and they had their own moment all outside of me. That's how it had to be, because you can't love me and not love him. And then we had my daughter, who is lit as ever. She is his face with my personality, but also what I made sure I did, and I'm saying this stuff for any mom that's in the room, one thing I always did was I never excluded one to bring the other, not into the world, not to the doctor or anywhere else. So when I birthed my daughter, my sons were sitting there. When we would go to the doctor, we would be there. When I birthed my second son, my oldest son was laying right here next to me and actually dozed off, woke back up. He held his brother first. I I've shared the pictures and stuff like that, but I did that to let them know we're a family. No one's taking anybody's place because I'm all of your mother and you all come from me, and with everything in me, anything that's not good for you, I'm gonna get it out your way until you're old enough to do it yourself. So it was a real process. And it can be a lonely process, but that's cool. Your kids will never forget it, because I always tell people this. I knew two men in my life, my daddy and my stepdaddy. I didn't see anybody else. I didn't have to have their opinions influence what was happening in my life, and for that reason I was protected in a way that a lot of women never feel protected. I just wanted to give my kids the same things. So any woman out there that has children, as you live your life, you're not going to be able to do it perfectly, but if you keep them in the forefront of your mind, it'll change some of your decision making, and it'll help you do what you need to do, because they have to come first.
My baby and my coupe is your stroke. Tell them this Louis Vuitton scarf is your beat, or that you call me daddy. And if he cries, I know how to control that. Give him some bottles of this conjure cognac, just to shut him up. She said you wasn't half the man I am, so I can't video. And also to your right. And down below right here.
About to make a life-changing decision, and it's interesting to see that this whole season happens in a matter of 3 days. There's a lot of reversal, there's a lot of power handed off to power, and it's also interesting to see how unity does work, where we unite as people for the same cause, but also to see the opportunists, that there's some people that take advantage of those situations for the gain of power. So you will get a taste of that. There's, as usual, Orange has levels of love, comedy, intensity, parenting, survival, mental health. It's a big one. So it's interesting to see the surgence of intensity this season. And that's how I can speak about it without giving you spoilers. I'm gonna pass it on to Adrian.
No, you know, let us know maybe your character comes into the show. Also, your role is a bit more progressive this season as well.
So now we are about justice, and in the beginning, obviously it's sort of reparations for the Yellow Dawn crew, but then we quickly see that there is strength in numbers, and so we begin uniting as a prison to essentially fight and stand up, because that's the hashtag this season, stand up for our rights against a system that is constantly and perpetually putting us down and not giving us opportunities to do better. And so Cindy, who definitely is, fighting for her friend's passing and her untimely and unfair death, she also is seeing this as an opportunity to capitalize on power. And we've learned a bit about Cindy. She has a bit of a power, she loves taking and being in control. So you see how she takes that this season, but then also deals with the fact that she doesn't deny her, she denies her daughter. And because family is a big thing through this season, and how each of the women are affected by their family, and how Cindy is affected by her family this season.
And Mendoza, you have a very key role that I think speaks to the Essence audience this season, specifically because you're dealing with conflicts with motherhood and also womanhood, and how to choose right from wrong within those boundaries. So speaking specifically towards an Essence crowd that's catered to women of color, how does that make you feel this season, and also what can we expect in your role for people that haven't watched?
Well, definitely, I was so happy that Genji and the writers gave Gloria such a beautiful arc this season. You know, because we've seen her be fierce, we've seen her be funny, we've seen her be the mother, we've seen her be, you know. But this season we see her vulnerability and what lengths she goes to for her kid. And there's nothing like a mother's love. I'm a mother, and I know what I would do for my child. I would kill someone. You know, so you see how she goes there. You see how she puts herself in danger without spoiling it. But you do fear for her. And every time I would read a script, I was like, oh, goodness, Gloria, no, don't do it. But at the same time, I understood her passion and her desperation for her child.
They are here for Be Good for Burundi, and it's a country in Africa where they don't have much water, and their population makes up 50% of kids 18 and under. And a lot of them don't have water or resources, so it's so important that Be Good is sending water, and they're partnering with UNICEF, and we're just so happy to be here today for that. So it's been a beautiful, beautiful day.
It's been so much fun. You guys have any questions in the audience?
As a wonderful woman, and she is such an amazing friend and mentor, and being able to watch her steps of what she's going through now and what she's been through. She's such a great teacher, and so we're just blessed, and we feel so grateful. And to take on that title and that, you know, baton being passed, we're just really grateful for that, and we're really trying to live up to our potential.
Hi, Chloe. Hi, Allie. You got Girls Are Beautiful, and thank you so much for sharing your talent with us. And you've been here a couple of years. And I would like to ask you, and I know you've come to Essence before, but why is it so important that young women or older women or women that are in the arts or in music or on television come to an event like this to empower other women?
Yes, you know, it's so important for even young girls and women to see proper representation and fellow peers that look like them. And I think it's so beautiful and so magical because you feel the energy whenever you come here. This is our second time being at Essence Fest, and we're so happy and beautiful. NOLA, and you know, the weather's nice, and the people look so beautiful. You look beautiful. And you know, the energy is incredible. I'm so happy to be here. My sister's so happy to be here. So thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And people to be their best selves. You know, we all have a special gift, and it makes me so happy when we meet beautiful young women and they're like, you inspired me to go follow my dreams. You know, that's all we ever want to do, because that's why we're given a gift, to share and make this world a better place. You know, we're just two girls who like to make music, so I'm so blessed to be here with my sister and be given this platform.
It can happen. And you see people going to college now at 85 years old, you know, getting their degrees. It's just like, you know, it's how you live it, you know? So, you know, again, we talk about it in terms of just defying aging, if you will, you know? And but it's just how you approach life. You know, you got to live it till you die, baby. And that's what we're trying to do. So, we want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank MC Light. Please give her a big round of applause. Boris Kojo.
You and your husband established the Sophie's Voice Foundation, which is in the name of your daughter, in trying to make a difference on spina bifida, which your daughter was diagnosed with. Talk about how you came to that place of wanting to start a foundation as part of your legacy of finding your power and finding your voice.
Thank you. You have really great questions. Thank you.
Did my homework.
Yes. Well, real quick, you know, our daughter was born with a neurological birth defect, and really it started out just wanting to share information because we were getting emails from other parents who knew that our daughter was diagnosed with spina bifida. And we had access to so many, so much information in so many ways. You know, when you have a child with special needs, I don't know if anyone here, your daughter or your son is often on medication and there's side effects and you feel like you're the only one there, and then the cost of living increases like 13 times, and you've got another child and you're trying to make ends meet. And I realized that
it goes back to service and giving back. I just wanted to create a hub where parents could exchange information. You know, what do I do when my daughter or son grows out of their overnight diapers? What do I do about bullying in school, and what policies can we change to help our children? And so it was really just a way of reaching out, and now it's become a global foundation. It's still very small, but we're able to reach other countries who don't have access to things like diapers and catheters and parent support. So it's all part of the same theme of reaching back and giving back.
Give it up for Sophie's Voice Foundation, founded by Nicole Ari Parker and Boris Kojo.
Okay. You know, hearing your story about dropping out of college, I didn't make it past the 9th grade, okay? Like literally. High school dropout, grew up in the hood, never met my father, you know, mother with her addiction. I mean, everything was against me. All odds were against me. And I just feel like people have to know that their future is not based on their current circumstances. And that it's important for us to dream, you know, as big as we can. When I was a little girl, 14 years old, without an education, I had this dream to act. And I realized that my dreams were not just figments of my imagination, but God showing me a glimpse of my future. So if I can empower somebody to dream beyond their circumstances and see you live your best life, it fills me up with so much joy, and it's part of what I feel my mission is in life.
You know, we kept busy, you know, because we moved into a community that we could have easily become a product of the environment. So they thought it would be great for us to get into performing arts. At that time, we went to a performing arts school that actually where Malcolm Jamal Warner was working out of. We became friends, and it's interesting because he had an agent who was able to, you know, get him into auditions. He was able to book the Cosby Show, and I know that that particular agent wanted to sign my older brothers, but not me. And my father said, listen, we got a little one, he's the youngest, but if you're gonna sign the other two, you gotta take the baby.
Whole package, the whole crew.
You gotta take all of them.
The whole crew.
And so that was an inspiration to see Malcolm land a great, you know, role, historic role on the Cosby Show. And from there, that's where, you know, the bug happened. And I was about 10 or 11 at that time. And so the thing about our mother and father, they stress that this is a choice. You guys are choosing. You don't have to do this, but this is a choice. Education is really important.
Yes.
And above all, you have to have something that you can beyond fall back on, just the knowledge. My father has been in the education field for over 45 years. And so that was the center of all of it. But I took that with me. I was accepted to UCLA. My brothers went to college, but I did not. I wanted to pursue my career as an actor, but I never stopped learning. I never stopped researching and reading, and that whole idea of knowledge can go beyond just books. And I share that to you all. Tasha is a testimony. Even though she was a dropout, even though Ben was a dropout, they still found their purpose. Like myself, I still found what my purpose was. And to be able to keep the integrity of what I do as an actor. I try to do that as much as I possibly can, on and off camera, keep the integrity and understand that there's a responsibility in roles that we choose and stories that we tell. So once you find whatever that purpose is that you're dreaming, find like-minded people that you can build that with, because you can't do it on your own. And also when you do have that voice, because we all have unique voices, as well as you all have unique voices, you would attract those like-minded folk. And that's what is really important, and that's what I found helpful.
I wanted to add something to what Larenz was saying. You know, he was talking about constantly educating yourself. And when you're an actor, you're in front of the camera, but we've been in this business for so long that we know the business of what we do. We know the camera, producing, directing. It's important to learn all in. If you're a hairdresser, you should be working towards not just opening your shop, you should own the building. Do you understand what that landlord is doing and making off of you? Think about empowering other people, teaching inside of your shop, like learn the entire, all aspects of the business that you're in.
I want to add to that. So when learning about the business, I understood that, okay, I worked closely with my brothers. That was a thing that was very instilled very early with us. And I understood that, okay, all of us could not be actors. My brother LeRon began to write the scripts. From there, he began to sit down with producers. He began to sit down with corporate folk. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. So LeRon moved from an actor to a writer to a producer to being the guy who can go through all the contracts. Yes. He understands that language because it's encrypted. So I don't understand all that, but I need somebody to be able to do that, right? So he sits down, and it's so important as actors. It's great for us to be in front of the camera, but most of us don't own the movies that you all support. Now we have a stake in it, we have a piece of it, but we're moving more and more towards that. So it's important, and I gotta do a quick little, push for this. Support our things, support the movies, the small little movies. I know that Tasha's coming out with a new movie that she directed, and it's going to be incredible. We need that support.
TV1, you gotta tune in, you gotta watch.
Yes, and because it reminds, just real quick, and I'll wrap up. It reminds, or it's an affirmation to Hollywood execs that you guys are rocking with us, and we then know what y'all want.
They pay attention.
Yes.
To our dollar.
Because what people have to say puts us in a crippling stage. We tend to believe it, and for a long time I was believing what people, not people, but certain people had to say. But just be fearless and let the fear push you. You're gonna be afraid, but let it push you out there, kick you out there. And you're gonna be naked for a while. You're gonna feel naked, but so what? Be naked.
I love it. One last question before we let all your fans interact with you. I know that there are people that bought CDs, right? And have a great band. When do you feel most powerful? When do you feel most powerful?
On stage. I feel really powerful on stage. And I feel really powerful now. Yeah.
Let's give it up for Mary J. Blige.
A lot of people say, oh my God, I want my hair like that. Oh my God, I love how you rock this. So, I'm a platform that people look at and inspire, and hopefully, somebody have pink once I leave here today, somebody be rocking pink tomorrow.
So, do you do your hair and makeup like by yourself? Because I don't know if y'all can see from there or on the big screen, but like your eye makeup, she's got this shimmery moment, these lashes.
Child, I can't do a thing to this face or this hair. No.
You don't do it at all, like at home?
I don't do it at
like practice?
Not even at home, I don't practice. I have somebody to do that for me.
So your face gets beat and your hair gets laid every day, like professionally?
Yeah, basically.
Isn't that the life? That's everything. So tell us a little bit about the fashion, right? Like we love you for your hair and the dancing and all of that, but you also bring this very interesting fashion sense. Like you can be very like casual and cool, kind of like what you are now, like with the camo, but then you break out the sparkles and the glitz and the glam. Like tell us a little bit about your style, your personal style, and what you want to show the world with that.
Well, a lot of my style comes from my mom. My mom being the person that she was a diva herself, and she used to dress all of us. So I get my style and my pizzazz from my mom. She would always be matching. She was a diva who loved to match with either her heels or her purse and her outfit. It was something about the way that lady put clothes together, and I learned that and picked that up from her. But it just depends on how I'm feeling. Today I felt a little camo. I say I'm in New Orleans, I'm at home. I'm representing the Magnolia today,
Yes.
Girl, shaking a little bit harder.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really know how to twerk or bounce, but I try. I watch her videos like all the time. So is there a difference between twerking and bouncing?
No, it's all in the same thing.
It's all the same?
It's all
Okay.
the same.
Okay.
We twerk, bounce, shake, wiggle, wobble, we do it all.
Okay.
Okay?
So this new album is gonna be all that. So we can do all
Yeah, it's
that.
gonna be a little bit of everything, a little bit of variety. I'm really excited about it. It's gonna also be dropping when the new season 6 of Big Frida Queen of Bounce
Do y'all
returns.
watch that show? 'Cause it's
September
everything.
12th. September 12th, it is going down. It's gonna be juicy. Kermit ain't got nothing on this team.
What? So September 12th is both the album and the show drop?
Yes, all around
It's
the
just
same
gonna be
time.
Big Frida Day.
Oh, it's gonna be Big Frida months.
Oh my gosh.
Months.
Now, are there any collaborations or anything that's going on with the album or videos we can look out for?
Tons of videos. Mostly singles of myself on all the songs. I have a few people gonna be on some remixes, but tons of videos rolling out with the whole album. It's gonna be kind of called like, something like Kool-Aid, not lemonade, but Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Beyonce gave us lemonade.
Okay, and I'm gonna give you Kool-Aid.
You gotta give us the Kool-Aid. I like that. I like that.
Well, going to the concert to see what's going on. I'm here promoting for my TV show, Big Frida Bounces Back, September 12th on Fuse. Just hanging out, seeing all the beautiful people here in New Orleans.
Being from New Orleans, I'm assuming that Essence Festival has been a huge part of your history and upbringing. What do you love about the festival and what it brings to the city?
I love that it brings so many different people to the city. It brings out, all of the different vendors, all of the people that's, coming to perform, all the wonderful artists. It does a lot for the city and a lot for the culture of New Orleans.
And you do know that you are kind of iconic and synonymous when you think of New Orleans and bounce music. What do you think attributed to that? What about the city and the culture and all that?
Well, definitely the culture and the people here. New Orleans is my biggest supporters, and they push our music real far, and they expose it to the world, and they support me and they back me up. So that being said, they help me to be who I am and to help build everything around bounce music.
What can we expect from the show this evening?
Just say that it's gonna be real juicy.
Oh, yes.
Real
Oh,
juicy.
yes.
Kermit ain't got nothing on that tea, baby.
I'm gonna leave it to the press. We have any questions?
Well, I got the call from the Queen Bee herself, and I died at home and came back to life. But I was really excited about that phone call, and I was excited to be a part of that project. It is something for me and for the people of New Orleans. It put us on the map a little bit even harder with the Beehive.
Is there anything else we can expect from you, like clothing line, hair line, anything we can expect and look forward to seeing from you?
Yes, the Big Frida cookbook coming out. A little taste of New Orleans gonna be in there. Yes, I am working on a restaurant myself, along with the cookbook, and I am preparing for some other things that's in the fire to keep health and grow and further bounce music in New Orleans. Well, when I decided that I was going to make this my full-time career, I said that I was going to push forward and work really hard and be consistent in what I do and not let any or nothing stop me. And that was my main focus. Being consistent is the key to my success. And the adversities that come at me in life, I just take them as they come. I get a slap this way, a slap that way. And I keep on pushing, but I pray and I ask God to guide me and give me strength.
Yes.
I got it together.
Nice to see you. Wow. We'll start with pictures.
Okay.
Yes.
On stage.
We'll start with pictures before we should share that. You guys can introduce yourselves.
My name is Gavin Houston. I play Jeffrey on the Haves and Have-Nots.
Hi, I'm Angela Robinson. I play Veronica Harrington on the Haves and Have-Nots.
Yes.
Yay! I'm sorry, I get excited too. My bad. I'm Tyler. I play Daddy on the Have and Have-Nots. Just to make
sure we're giving the love back that you guys give us every week. We really appreciate it. And even though we can't talk to you guys every day, we see all your tweets and we feel all the love. So, you know, that's why we're here right now and give it right back to you.
Exactly. That's cool. All right, what's going on this current season of Have Nots? What can we look forward to? What can we expect?
I think you can expect a lot more of the same, and there's going to be some changes as well. But if you know the two words that we use to describe our show, we call it Temptation Tuesday. Yes. Yeah, it's going to take temptation to a new level.
We'll turn it over to the prize and start with the questions. Any questions? I know y'all got questions. Start with that.
Yeah. Okay, right here, Zach. Yeah, well, I'm very front.
Oh, hi.
So watching every week, the show, I mean, there's some funny moments because, you know, of course, your sarcasm, going back with your son, but there's so much drama, you know, with all your characters. How do y'all, like, get into character and then come out of that? Because, I mean, there's so much, you know, death and drama and killings and, you know, divorces. How do y'all, you know, divulge into that and then break out that character and get back to real everyday life?
Well, we know what we're walking into. You know, we do get the scripts somewhat in advance. So we know what we're walking into, we know what we have going on that day. And each one of us handles it differently, but we respect each other's process. So, and we know now we're a family, this cast. And we trust each other, we're comfortable with each other, so we know our other castmate will be there for us in that moment. And afterwards, I think everyone handles it differently, and it's just a part of the work. It's, you know, I said before, Angela and I hug it out sometimes because we have to, because the scenes are so intense.
Wow.
We hug it out too.
Oh, y'all might have.
We know y'all hug it out. Not in real life.
I'll speak to that. We hug it out in that way too. But the thing is, he is so wonderfully respectful that when whatever scene we have is over, then, you know, he's always like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" He's just very respectful in those scenes. So that's what I meant by we hug it out too. Okay.
Have a question in that?
I have a question.
It's not a burden.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a privilege, you know, to be able to, you know, have something to give to that question. Not that we have the answer, but to, you know, go out there and put your heart in front of everyone. It can be difficult, but it's, you know, on the flip side of it, it's rewarding. You know what I mean? It's almost like someone said a saying recently. It was like, I think it was Jay-Z just dropped a new album, right? I think Jay-Z I listened to it. Yeah, he had said something about, like, you know, in order to heal, you have to reveal. You know what I mean? So in order to heal some of the things that we're going through, you know, it's a privilege to be able to, you know, try to reveal that as a character when you're filming.
And not, you know, how do you take yourself out of the equation?
Right.
We're all actors, and the Haves and the Have-Nots is a scripted drama. It's not a reality show, so we're not playing ourselves. We have this amazing opportunity to do the work that we've all studied and dreamed of doing. And when I dreamed of being an actor, it wasn't so that I could play someone that was like me. It was so that I could birth a character, craft a character, and hopefully play those characters. And we've been given a great gift by Mr. Perry, all of us, to play these characters. And that's how we're able to do it, because we dreamed about it, we studied it, and now we get to do it.
Absolutely, a lot. I was at a water park yesterday with my daughter. So many people were coming out, and it's just a reminder of why you do it. You know, the love, the support, the fans. That's why we do it, giving it back. You know, so, and it also reminds you of the responsibility that you have to just, with the integrity and just to uphold these characters. So, and how blessed you are to have this opportunity.
I have a
Real quick.
because you are married.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This new album, take me through the journey that got us to this point. That's why we love you.
Well, the journey that got us here, you know, every woman can relate to a woman out there fighting for her marriage, fighting for life, fighting for her marriage. And this, I was coming from a perspective when I first started writing this album, I was trying to save my marriage. And I was working really hard. And you know me, when I said, and I can't be without you, I really meant that. Else I wouldn't have said it because, you know, there's a lot of layers to me that have been peeled back in this relationship. And when I said it to the world that I found someone, I really thought I did. So I was really trying to fight really hard for my marriage at the beginning of the process of writing this album. But then it failed. So a lot of those songs, I'm not only trying to fight for my marriage, just trying to fight for my life because inside of this marriage, I was, you know, I just got, you know, you get torn down and you forget who you are and you don't think you're anything because of the mental abuse that you suffer. So I was trying to save my life by writing songs like Indestructible, like I Can't Be Destroyed. So I wrote that song before I even started going through all of this mess. And when it all blew up in my face, it was nothing I could do because, you know, everything was just there. I didn't have to channel anything. I was already this career or this job as a singer or this gift from God to sit down and say, well, I'm gonna suffer in front of the world in silence and die. And it's therapeutic for me as well. So that's, you know, that's why it's not just for me.
When you talk about the pain of the last few years, you and I know, when people see television and they see the lights, the glamour, the beautiful, the talented, they think you have it all. But you still have to go home and deal with being just married.
I have to go home and deal with just being married. I have to go home and deal with things that people don't even, a lot of things people don't know. You know, it's not, I work really, really hard, so hard for everything. Nothing is given to me and people don't want to give me anything. So I have to bust my mind and really be appreciative and find confidence so I can continue, confidence in myself so I can continue to do what I do. Prayer. And what I did was, I prayed consistently, you know, in my little prayer closet consistently.
You have a prayer closet?
You know, a little space, yeah, a little space. And I didn't give up on myself when I was told I was fat or I wasn't optimal, or I wasn't fine enough. I went hard to see if I could be fine enough. So I'm a little, you know, I mean, you gotta have I had a little vanity in there. I was like, I'm going hard. I gotta save myself. I can't just, you know, I want to look good. I want to look good. Well, you did a great job. I want to look good for him. I want to look good. You know. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
I want to talk to you not only about the movie and film industry, but it's a role of a lifetime for you.
Well, thank you. And I have to give a real big thank you to Dee Reese because people don't come to me with, you know, amazing offers for movies and things like that because I'm not, you know, a seasoned actress. But Dee came to me and she believed in me. She gave me a chance to show her that I could do it. And so thank you, Dee Reese, for the opportunity and the chance of, you know, to do this movie.
And Dee is going to join us. The film is phenomenal. You've got to see it. And you can just have a Mary J weekend. Listen to the album, watch the film, and just wrap yourself with Mary J. But I want to bring out the rest of our panel to continue the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the empowerment stage. Here we go. Are we ready? Ready? Here we go. Stand up, please. Queen Latifah.
we as women have the right as individuals to identify being a woman for ourselves. And it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of strength to do that. And when I think about strength as a woman,
Queen Niecey, a black girl magic. What she is, black girl magic. What does that mean, being in the business for so long and to let everybody say everything you got, you learned on your own?
Black girl magic. You know what? For me, it's that thing. It's that undescribable elixir that comes with black woman. You know, it's that thing that you use. You know, I love coming to the Essence Festival because I like the movement of black women's bodies. And I just love how we look in droves walking down the block. You know what I mean? You look alive. You look alive. And you know, like no other beings on this planet. But, you know, when I follow brown girls doing ballet or something, when I see Willow Smith, when I see Jada's daughter play guitar, you know, being herself, creating, you know, when I see young artists, when I see you know, representing us, dealing with the world, breaking it down, that is that magic to me. And it just looks different, feels different, sounds different, touch of it is different, and it's us, it's pure. And it made me want to attain this thing we have, because it is like magic, you know, and it's something special. So I'm just glad that this younger generation is really embracing those words and really feeling like, yeah, I'm that black girl magic, because for a long time it wasn't black girl magic. It wasn't the uplifting that it should have been. You know, thank God for Essence magazine showing that beauty, showing that strength, and telling our stories, and giving us aspirations, you know, things to reach for, because we love to reach for something. We have that in us, that spirit in us. So all those things to me are like our magic.
that's having the ability to believe in something you can't see, you know, it's possible. You know, that God, the husband, the life, the finances, those are all things that if you don't believe it's possible, you believe you achieve, and that kind of manifests in all of us, because I have examples like Latifah, I have examples like Mary, when I was out around here in school with somebody who bought me, you know, and along the way, I knew what that meant. I knew to put it back and get it together. I think what happens is we're so afraid of seeing one another succeed that we don't encourage each other. But encouragement makes us alive to the people. So when you look at my page, you constantly encourage me, because I'm not struggling for like I was when I'm 36. And there are 3 young people looking at me and asking me the questions that I was fortunate enough to have people like this answer. So we have to do that for each other. We don't have to be delivery and teach somebody to learn to love your role. Teach, give, love, encourage, empower, and that keeps it all on.
My background was filled with a lot of broken places. You know, I saw my mother get shot when I was a young kid. My only brother was murdered. I went through a divorce, and when I signed that paper, my ex-husband was my pastor. I lost my husband, my church, and my man. All of them side of the But I decided that the sum of those experiences could not define me. I went through it, but I'm not. And I wanted to be happy no matter what. So I lost some people along the way, because what? They wasn't making me happy. I ended up in a situation where I had to, when my mind changed about what I wanted, everything around me changed, and I purposed to get the promise. What is the promise? Happiness, love, being a blessing to others. I just purpose to be that
To the right?
Country, my hometown, in Malaysia, like about 6 years ago. So, you know, I think like one of the first like festivals that I heard people telling me to, you know, like, oh, you should perform at this festival, so and so, it was Essence. So I was like, you know, like I was still discovering America and like the music culture and the music industry in America. It's always been something that I've always wanted to do. Like Essence Festival was something that I've always wanted to perform at, and I think like this is what, like 6 years later I'm here. So it takes a little bit of time, but I'm here, everyone. So thank you so much, you know, for your love and support, and it's been an incredible journey for me, and I have a lot of fun, and I'm glad I'm here.
Because you're a queen.
Yeah, we're gonna get down. Front gonna get down.
That's because I've been working on developing all of this stuff. So I developed something called the Songversation practice. And it involves breathing and stretching and prayer and meditation to get yourself into the flow of your work. And so I say it's a spiritual practice for creativity, but I always like to remind people that life is a creative endeavor. So it's just about life and how to get yourself into the flow. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I believe that the things that people create from the flow are more healing for everyone. And so I'm doing that, teaching it at Berkeley in Boston in the fall, and I'm gonna be doing it on the Oprah cruise next week. And hopefully more. So people keep asking me if I'm doing a tour with Songversation Medicine, and I kind of am, but what I'm really doing are traveling and singing the songs and like doing these workshops with the Songversation practice. And I also, when I was accused of the skin bleaching thing, I wrote this long essay, and I kind of did it for me because I know everybody doesn't read, but I did it because I wanted to know how to express myself around those concepts. And so I edited that down into a 100-page thing, and that's called the Songversation Practice Journal. So there's a workbook, and then there's this journal in the back, and so the Songversation Medicine album and that journal go together to show people my process of how I make my music and how I create my life, and just how to find a place where you're in your own flow outside of what the world wants or expects or says you're supposed to be, how to be the most honest you, and a lot more, but that's been my passion for the last 3 years, my passion. I just like to talk. So tomorrow I'm doing the Beauty Expo, I'm doing the Style Stage, and then on Sunday I'm doing a Songversation, which is a certain performance paradigm that I've been developing. I'm doing a Songversation on Sunday in the Inspiration Room. What is it called? In the Empowerment Zone. Is that what it's called? So I'm doing a Songversation on Sunday in there. And I also have a booth in the marketplace with some of my Songversation practice stuff. Some of it's not here because it'll be on the Oprah cruise. And some of the Songversation practice stuff and just fun stuff. And I also have another album coming out in March called Worthy. So there's all this worthy stuff at my booth too. So that's what we're doing.
Photos to the center. How?
What was that?
Photos to the left, bro.
It's heartbreak, you know, so 19 is a significant number for me.
Tell us about your what you're doing here at Essence Festival and all that good stuff.
Oh man, I just performed in the Superdome. What you hear them back here? Yeah, I just performed at the Superdome. I mean the Superlounge. Yeah, Superlounge. This is what, my third time at Essence. This time it's a big, you know, it's been growing every time I come, so yeah.
You a Scorpio?
I'm a Scorpio.
Me too. My birthday's November 13th. Your birthday's
I'm November 19th.
Ow.
Any Scorpios in here?
Yeah.
Hey, we strong.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Any upcoming projects or anything? Tell us what you're working on, going on tour, all that good stuff.
I just got off a tour. Last year I did a lot of touring, promotion. I was on tour with Maxwell and Mary J. Blige. I had the chance to really watch and learn from them, who have been doing this for a long time. That was my first tour, you know. We're still pushing El Dorado every day. I feel like people are still growing and learning. If you don't have it, you should go check it out. That's my album. But there's people still discovering the music, and at the same time, I'm working on my next album. So I just want to spend a little time with you. Ooh, with your permission. Whole lot of motherfucking loving that's way past due. Said I owe you with your permission. I'ma do all the things that I said I'm gonna do. You know what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah. See, now it's time for you to show me what it's shitting for. Sip a little Jack, maybe blow a little Joe. Love you from behind, though I hate to see it go. Don't go, don't go, don't go, baby. Say, come on, give me that green light. Say, you can let your hair hang down, baby. Well, only if it feels right. Shit.
Thank you, Ro.
But in here, it's just like wide open space. So my mom always telling me, you can always come home. You know, I be getting dressed, it could be rare, but you can always come home. That was her way of letting me know. So at exactly 18 years old, I went home. And I didn't come back for a while. If you look at...
that was the moment when you just kind of like, interesting.
In my 18-year living, I witnessed the suicide of the person I was dating at the time. My grandmother died, and my cousin that I was close to dropped dead, had an aneurysm at her children's school. And I just remember my mama's voice, you could come home. And they were ready for me to make another album, because mind you, it's not like this was at the peak of everything that's happening. And I just could hear my mother's voice so clear, you can always come home. I went home, I removed, I got myself together, I got my life in order. And that's why the title of the next album, it was, I want to say it was After the Storm. But people didn't realize how bad the storm was. You know, I'm kind of like pre-IG, pre-Twitter, pre-internet period. We wasn't on the computer back then, you know. So it was like you didn't have to face your issues as much in public as you do now. But it was the same idea, and I went home. I started going home. I get a chance to just sit with my grandmother. She liked the porch, rocking at a rocking chair. You know, whatever it was, I went home. I feel like that applies to everybody, whatever that special place is. Some people don't have a mom, you have a aunt that you love the same way. Or for me now, when I'm kind of doubting myself, I tell you what, I can look at my husband and he'll be bowing to me. As crazy as that is, that little bit from him when he say that, it's like I get the high note without even thinking about it. You know, so you just keep things around you and keep people around you that make you feel at home. So you can always get back to who you are when you need to. That's been the greatest advice.
On top of trusting yourself, this is going to sound really simple. from a situation and pray about a situation and give it over to him. Don't be an Indian giver and try and take it back because he's not. You think he's not working fast enough or something. Or you think, oh, it's not done yet and I don't see. No. If you're going to trust, then trust. If you're going to trust yourself and you are walking in your knowing and you can feel something is right, who you are. And trust yourself. Trust yourself. There's nothing wrong with calling your friends. There's nothing wrong with calling your family. There's nothing wrong with saying a prayer. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But at the end of the day, if you're always going to go back and wonder and challenge your thoughts and challenge you, there's no point. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time.
Any Whitney fans in the house?
I mean, we shared a lot of stuff over, as a matter of fact, the 18th year is when we really became friends because when she found out what happened to me, she flew into town. And I was over in the gutter when she literally 3 or 4 black trucks pulled up and I kept hearing somebody, you know where Monica lives. Where is Monica? If she don't live here, she hangs out here. Where is she? And everybody pointing at the top steps like, oh, she be up there. And y'all know I'm from Georgia, right? So everybody like, she be up there, she be up top right there. And she came up those steps with security and all that, and then she looked at everybody and told them, you gotta go. And she didn't leave for days. And that's how we became friends. So if I could share a Coke and a smile and tell her how far I've come, it was absolutely positively you really need.
When you know the answer is yes, when you know you can get beyond whatever that situation is, we have to start trusting ourselves and not lean on an IG or Twitter, the likes from that and the comments from that to make us feel better about ourselves. No.